Welcome to the 7th video of Adobe Flash tutorials. In this video, we will learn the basics of creating animations. We will begin with the timeline first. In our earlier classes, we got a little bit of introduction about the timeline, and now we'll start from there onwards. Now, let's have a look at various components of the timeline. The timeline organizes and controls a document's content over time in layers and frames. The red rectangle with a vertical line is called the playhead. The playhead moves through the timeline as the document play to indicate the current frame displayed on the screen. The timeline status displayed at the bottom of the timeline indicates the selected frame number, the current frame rate, and the elapsed time to the current frame. Layers in a document are listed in a column on the left side of the timeline, as you can see here. Layers are like multiple film strips stacked on top of one another, each containing a different image that appears on the stage. Frames contain the content of the movie. The rectangles at the top of the timeline, which you can see here, are the representations of frames. Frames of each layer appear in a row to the right of the layer name here. Here, if we add a new layer, its frames will be displayed as a separate row next to the layer column. A very critical point in the animations is a keyframe. It is the transition point of the objects in animation. It indicates the change in the timeline. Now let's begin the action by creating an animation. In Flash, you can create an animation in two ways, and they are frame by frame animation and tweening animation. Let's begin with the simple one, that's frame by frame animation. In frame by frame animations, we change the content of each frame manually. To see it in practice, let's place a circle on the stage. Click on the second frame in the timeline. Insert a keyframe by pressing F6, or you can also select Insert, then Timeline, then Keyframe. Or you can right-click the frame and click Insert Keyframe. Now this is the point, the frame, where the first change will take place. Now what's that change? It all depends on you. In this case, my change will be that the circle will move slightly to the right bottom direction. Alright? So when animation will hit this keyframe, the circle will shift slightly towards right bottom direction. Alright. To run the animation, click Control and play. As you can see here that the circle moves slightly as specified in our keyframe. Similarly, you can add multiple keyframes to extend the effect of this change, and in each keyframe we will specify the same change, that is to move right downward a bit in each frame. So let's do it. So when you are done, you run the animation and see the effect of this animation. So one more thing to add here is that if you want to delete any frame, so you can delete the frame by right click and select remove frame from the shortcut menu. So that's it for this video. In our next video, we will learn tweening animations. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.